Howdy. And it's the most wonderful time of the year, which only means one thing. Kids are going to get a bunch of presents that I'm sure their snot noses deserve, instead of being pelted with coal like I'm sure most of them actually probably deserve. But I know what you're thinking, dear viewer, because we all have thought the same thing. What about the Skyrim kids? I mean, sure, Balgriff could buy a small castle for his kids, but where is the fun in that? Don't all these wonderfully polite, kind-hearted kids deserve some love from a jolly old man? That sounded way better in my script. You get what I mean, though.
I'm all ears.
What are you looking at? I'm not afraid. Boys, girls, dogs, elders. There's nobody I won't fight.
Okay, maybe not any of them except Lucia. She's my daughter after all. Yeah, sweetie, here's 1,000 gold because you deserve it. My little girl needs some presents from a Christmas intruder. That's right, we're talking Santa. Now don't take my word as gospel, but I don't think there are any Skyrim texts or historical wiki pages on the internet that ever mention any sort of Santa figure in the Skyrim world. So I thought, hey, why not find our own? Okay, simply put, I'm going to lay out a bunch of Santa candidates and then I'm going to throw up a poll. To find said poll, go to my channel page, then click the community tab and you will see the poll right then and there. This is where you guys will vote on which of these candidates that I am going to talk about today that you think deserves the job as Santa. Then a week after this video goes up, I am going to look at the results and make a video with the winner. Because this is the best Skyrim related Christmas idea video thing I could think of that doesn't involve me just going over Christmas mods, because I think we've all seen that for 9 years. Why am I taking this so seriously? Okay, now in no particular order, let's lay this out. Okay, let's get the most obvious one out of the way. That being the one most of us probably instantly thought of, that being the Greybeards. I mean, they check off so many important boxes. First off, just look at them. Big old beards, they're very wise, they have robes. And of course, they live at the northmost point and in a frozen land that very few people can actually reach. But they have a few downsides that kind of lower their overall St. Nicholas-ness. Where there are more than one of them. First off, we could just choose the main one, that being Arngir. I think I said that right. But then the others will just get jealous, I think. Now, they could just be elves, that's something they could be, but do you really think these guys will want to get down and dirty with the making of the toys? Yeah, maybe not. But to me, their biggest drawback is just the fact that they are not social. They basically don't like anyone who isn't the chosen one or other old men, or a specific dragon. So how are they gonna be okay with making random kids happy when they don't even care about their happiness to begin with? So we have some ups and some pretty big downs. Next. Okay, time for a personal favorite. Sondestrinum, baby. I know this one may be pushing it a bit, but hear me out. He has a few really good benefits and some quality features that I'm sure would make him a great Santa Claus. First of all, he's a hardy miner man, so obviously he isn't going to be afraid to get dirty with the making of the toys. I mean, he's no craftsman, but he has the potential, if you know what I mean. And also, because he's an elf, he has a longer lifespan, so boom, longer lasting Santa right there. But his biggest draw, his biggest benefit is the fact that he is the most caring, loving person who also loves kids. Not in the creepy way, that's the best way I could word that. You know what I mean. And what I mean is that there is this girl in this camp he lives at. She lost her father, he passed away, so he took her in as his own and he is trying to raise her to be the best. He wants to be a good influence for her. He asks you to get medicine for all of his co-workers because he cares for them and doesn't want them to get sick. He's amazing and a very loving guy, maybe even jolly? But he has some downsides, I guess. The obvious one being he does not look the part at all. And lastly, his location. It's just a forest. Not really winter wonderland, if you know what I mean. Okay, time for another off the rails one. How about Balamund? Yeah, this one is really off the wall, but he fits so good, guys. He's like the perfect candidate. This guy fits so good. First of all, he looks like a Santa in the making. Just look at him. Give him a few more years, then boom, he's Santa. He's easily the thickest on the list, so he's got some heft to him, you know what I mean? He got some of that meat on his bones. Next, he is a craftsman, like an actual one. He's great with the forge and can make some sick toys. And he even has coal readily available for the rest of the scum children. He's also loving and caring because he's adopted a kid from an orphanage and is training him to be another blacksmith. This guy is fully grown, but it's his surrogate son. And that son could be the future Santa after Balamund has retired, and until then he can be his elf. However, he does have a downside or two. First of all, he isn't jolly. He's kind and polite, but he just kind of has kind of a bland personality. He's not really peppy, if you know what I mean. Not really the ho 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 type. He's a very go with the flow kind of person. And he lives in a swamp. Not very wonderful time of the year, if you know what I mean. But still, definitely a very heavy hitter in the running, in my opinion. Now let's move to the College of Winterhold, and not for who you're thinking of, because I thought of him too, but this one is better in my opinion. How about Urag Gro Shub? Look me in the eye and tell me he does not look like an orc version of Santa. The fact he's an orc is one of the big reasons he's on this list. I didn't want to just make it old white dudes, but this guy still has a lot of high points. He is beyond smart, so he can easily tell the difference between naughty and nice. He's a mage too, so he can enter and exit houses very stealthily to give the presents. Which is needed because almost every villager in Skyrim has a two-handed claymore up their butt. But he's also polite enough, I guess. And he's also in the perfect location with tons of students and other teachers to help in any way they can, I'm sure. Tons of candidates for elves coming in and out with also magical potential. You can have magic Santas. Santa's magic and all these people are magic, so it kind of adds together, you know what I mean? Downsides are that, okay, I said he was polite, but that may be pushing it. He's kind of isolated. He doesn't really socialize. He's not jolly at all. And again, not a craftsman, but Orc Santa would still be pretty sick. You can't deny that. Okay, lastly, we gotta mention big bleeding boy Parthenax. I'm not gonna add Parthenax to the poll because he would win for a fact because, well, he's freaking Parthenax. He's not in the running anyway, but how about he is the sled? That's right, the winner will ride on the back of Parthenax to spread joy throughout the land. Okay. How about us? Yeah, we can do the job perfectly fine. Just edit the way we look. And who can match this speed? I'm coming, Lucia, and I got cheese. Just kidding, we are in the running either. So yeah, those are all the candidates that we are going to have on our list. It's a short list, but I didn't want to overwhelm people with 1,000 different candidates, because then it would just be too much. Remember what I said for how to get to the polls. Go to my channel, go to the community tab, and there it is. And vote, vote, vote. And also keep an eye out for that winner announcement video in a few weeks. Anyway, thanks guys. See ya.